First of all, I do want to say congratulations with your new signing with Main Event Promotions. Can you just tell us how that happened and what's the deal like?
Well, you know what? I'm grateful that Main Event, like I spoke to Main Events. I had my manager, Adrian Clark, and AJ Galante. They worked together. They made it happen, man. So I'm happy. Like I sat down with Jolene, Kathy Duva. I think they're just wonderful people, and I'm super grateful that they was able to sit down with me. And they like my style. I'm a fighter, man. I fight anyone. I've fought everyone. So it's just, that's where I'm at with this, man. I'm just ready to rock and roll, get back in the ring, man.
Besides Main Events, were there any other offers for you?
Well, we were looking towards like Golden Boy, and then, you know what I'm saying? But I felt that Main Events was a better fit for me. The fact that I think I've always had the dream of like Madison Square Garden, fighting in Madison Square Garden. So it's like I saw that they had Kovaloff in there, they had Curtis Stevens, a Brooklyn kid, they had Zab Judah. So I felt that it fit for me better. So I mean, I decided to go with them. So I just like, you know what, it is what it is.
How do you feel about New York bringing back local events such as this one, Real Deal Promotions?
Well, first of all, let me tell you something, man. I started over here with New Legend Boxing with the resort, and I'm so like seeing them where they've come from when I was fighting in this casino to where they at now. I think it's a beautiful thing. It looks great. The venue's awesome. I mean, look at it's a sold out event. So I mean, like I'm happy with what they're doing. Like with Holyfield, that the fact that they're working with Holyfield, I think it's a great thing. Felipe Gomez, Kevin O'Sullivan, I think they're doing wonders for boxing right now.
In your career, you faced Jarrett Hurd. Can you just tell the viewer how dangerous he is and his upcoming fight against Austin Trout, and who do you see winning that fight?
Well, I think for Hurd, he can't sleep on Austin. You know what I'm saying? Like Austin is a veteran in the game. He's a slick lefty, slick southpaw. You know, I think Hurd just has to keep, you know, at least trying to apply the pressure and find his way around the way the fact that he's lefty. Other than that, I mean, I don't know, man. It's a 50-50, man. He's got a title defense. It's a good fight for him, I think. It's a good way to show himself and to keep rising up in the rankings, man.
What did you learn in that fight, and would you like the rematch with Hurd?
I would love the rematch with Hurd. See what happens with me and Hurd in that fight, and I talk about it because everyone look at it as an excuse. I was overworked and I was dehydrated. I didn't get to hydrate properly. So that was my only issue. Other than that, like, I take none away from the kid. I think the kid is talented. I think he's growing as a fighter, especially now as a champion. Now he has a lot more to show, a lot more to prove, and I think he's continued to grow. So I think for him, many blessings for him, and when the opportunity comes, I'm sure I'll see him again, man.
What about Erickson the Hammer Lubin versus Jamel Charlo for the WBC 154 title?
I think, me personally, my advice on that, I think Erickson, he's a great fighter. I think he's a talented fighter, strong fighter, but I think he should have worked his way up. I think he should have fought a little bit more competition. I feel like Charlo's been there. He's more experienced in the ring. You know, it's just one of those things that you don't know. Again, Lubin might have some tricks that I may not know about, and I made the best man win in that one, man.
Do you think Lubin being only at 21, do you think that it creates more pressure for him going to that fight with Charlo, knowing that Charlo's very experienced, one of, like, if not top 3 in that division?
I think he might have some pressure on him, but I'm sure him as a fighter, he's a fighter. So going into the ring is a whole different category. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure they're going in with a game plan. You know, like everyone has a game plan, man. And at the end of the day, it's the better man's gonna always pull out and be victorious. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to show his ass that night.
What about Vasily Lomachenko versus Gamel Wigadow December 9th?
Oh, that's gonna be a great fight, man. I don't know, man. You got Lomachenko, who's one of the Matrix, who's very crafty, and he moves very well, executes very well. And then you got Rigondeaux, who could punch, man. He's smart when it comes to fight. So that's gonna be a fight that's gonna be worth to watch.
As 2017 ends, you know, what did you learn this year so far, and how are you gonna translate that for 2018?
I learned that boxing is a business at the end of the day, and I have to look out for myself and make sure that I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fought some guys after her. I fought Ishe Smith, you know, and I thought that was a fight that I pulled out, but eventually, you know, it happens. It's a business again, so I got to make sure that I maneuver right. That's why I'm happy. I'm grateful that Main Events took me in, because I'm sure they're gonna move me right and put me to the right place. The same way they did with Curtis Stevens, with Zab, with Cinchon, with all of them guys. So I just got to get moved right. Listen, I'm a hungry fighter who has 11 amateur fights, who's been doing this not so long. I've been doing this, 8 years, 7 years? You know what I'm saying? So I don't got the experience like these guys. I'm learning on the job. And for me, someone who's learning on the job, who could give a veteran or anyone else problem, says something. Don't give me the opportunity, because when my opportunity comes, I'm taking everyone out.
Any last word? Where can we follow you? Instagram?
You can follow me on Frank Galarza Official on my Instagram and Notorious_FG on my Twitter account.